Hey everyone, Dylan here from Kite Puerto Rico, N1 Water Sports at the N1 Surf Shop here in San Juan, Puerto Rico. We have some big news because Code has launched some pretty big foils. I've got a 1075R and a 960R that they just launched. Welcome to N1 Surf Shop. So this is their high aspect downwind foils. You can use them for a whole bunch of different range of sports. Now, their biggest foil in the range was the 860R. A little bit of context is that I am a pretty good foiler, not great. I'm okay at downwinding, and the 860R really got me through any conditions. Like the 860R was my foil of choice if I didn't know how the conditions were gonna be. So if I didn't know if it was gonna be, fast, the swell was moving quick, if it was slow, if I was gonna have to back up or push forward, if the wind was gonna die, the 860R was really, it was just a safe foil to pick because I know where its bottom end lies and I know how to finesse it out of pockets and how to get it moving really quick. On the 860R, I've had, I don't know how, whoever is watching this, how you measure your quickest miles for downwinding, or if you're doing kilometers. I only know miles, so I did a 3-minute, 39-second mile on the 860R on a day, and I can also clock a 4-minute, 30 seconds on that 860R, which is a huge gap of speed range. And it's always in the same. It's like 14 miles an hour at the low end to 19 miles an hour on the top end, something like that. So now, for somebody that has a spot that doesn't have as much energy, or you're not as, well, I got someone in the shop. Sorry, the door rang there. So for somebody that's getting into downwinding, or wants to do dock starting, or wants to sup surf, these foils are 13 aspect ratio. So this has got a huge wingspan. This is the 1075. It is large. I'm not sure I'm gonna keep this in my quiver. I probably won't downwind when it's no wind. Gio will. He's been doing flat water pop-ups with this thing. He's never gotten a flat water pop-up ever, and he's got like 7 for 7. And he was surfing the 860R this morning. So there is a place for it in your range, and it really just depends on your skill set and what conditions you want to go out and downwind in. Because I have other sports, I don't know if I need this 1075. I don't know if I need to go this big. I'll wait for a better day, but who knows? The span on it, it's huge. It's huge. I think this is, man, they measure it in millimeters. It's 1,160. I have no idea. I know that the 960R is 1,115 is the span on it. I know it in feet because we were joking. It's like 3 feet, 85 inches or something. I mean, I don't know if you can see that, but I mean, this thing is pretty long. Okay, for it being and having such a long span, it is pretty wild how well it can still turn and it's not kicking you off. I've been on some really large foils, not gonna name brands, of like huge wingspans, great glide to them, similar span to it, maybe a little bit of a higher surface area, and man, they're just, you can't turn them. Like, it doesn't matter how hard you try, you just get bucked off, or maybe I'm just not skilled enough with those big foils. This thing, you could actually turn it, which was pretty satisfying. Now, this is not gonna be your surf foil. It's gonna be a downwind foil that you can surf around on these minimal bumps. You can keep pumping out of holes, you can flat water pump it if you wanna do no wind downwinds, or your minimal conditions, or you're a beginner. So if you're already in the Code scene, which a lot of people are, Most people that are buying this and the 960 from me that have ordered already have a bunch of code foils, and they're expanding on the range. If you have the 1300S, okay, that's their biggest foil that they've had, and you're using that to do downwind runs, it still gets up at a slower speed. Pumping it is a little bit more grunty. You need a bit more finesse on this thing. So if you're a complete beginner and you've never popped up a foil on a downwind board and you're just learning, the 1300 is still easier to get up. I'm not sure if it glides at a slower speed, because this thing, once it gets gliding and moving, it'll glide because it's got a shorter cord to it. It's a lot more high aspect. But that 1300 will get up at lower speeds, and you'll be able to like really push on it and force it a little bit more. You've got to get up to speed a little bit before it'll pop up. Granted, low speeds because it's a big foil, but you need a little bit more finesse to it when you're turning it and pumping it. It likes to be lightly tapped, and then you'll unlock the glide out of this thing. It's insane. 960, okay, they're just expanding on the range. So I don't have much to say about the 960, the 1075, trying to give you as much information as I can, as they are just same profile, they're just scaled up, 13 aspect ratio. So if you are looking to get into downwinding and you're not as skilled, or you have small bumps, low energy, then the 960 or the 1075 might be for you. Maybe the 13 or the 1130S is for you. So just make sure that you're picking the right foil for your conditions and for your skill set. Reach out to us, because I've got a lot of knowledge in these foils and I really care about what foil setup you're going to be on. So the range of the R series goes 680 on the small end, 770, 860, now 960 and 1075. Huge range for a 13 aspect ratio, super glidey foil. Like I said, my go-to is the 860. I didn't know I'd need anything bigger. In minimal conditions, if I'm scared I'm going to be lost out to sea in small winds, I might take the 960. And then the S series goes 615, 720, 850, 980, 1130, and a 1300. I don't know, there's just so many numbers in my head. I hope I got that right. So if you're looking for something ultra glidey, minimal, like flat water pop-ups, minimal conditions, then these foils might be for you. So hit us up, kitepuertorico.com, Kite Puerto Rico N1 Water Sports on Instagram. You could DM us, you could call me, and I'm happy to answer any questions you've got. We have most of them in stock. By the time this video launches, I'll only have the 960 left in stock. I've got more 1075s on the way, so please hit me up now if you want to secure your foils, because they flew away before the launch came out. People were on the know who are into code foils and just bought them up. So hit me up, happy to help you guys out and ship them out to you as quickly as we can. Thank you guys, and enjoy your foiling. Ew.